It isn't a spaceship crewed by astronauts, nor a probe with a return ticket. It's Voyager 2, an old, resilient messenger launched by humanity nearly 5 decades ago. For most, it's nothing more than a distant relic of our early cosmic ambition, a lonely wanderer drifting through the endless dark, whispering back faint signals from the edge of eternity. But recently, something has changed. Voyager 2 has seen something. Something that wasn't supposed to exist, something that moved where nothing should move. For years, its journey beyond the planets was uneventful. Past Neptune. Past Pluto. Beyond the heliopause, the invisible boundary where the sun's power fades and interstellar space begins. There, the only companions are particles, magnetic currents, and cosmic silence. Until that silence broke. The change began as a flicker, a pulse in the void. A motion so deliberate, so impossibly precise, that it couldn't be dismissed as a glitch. When engineers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory decoded the incoming anomalies, a quiet dread began to settle across the room. Something out there was moving, and it wasn't random. At first, it was thought to be interference. Cosmic rays, data corruption, maybe even system decay. Voyager 2, after all, is nearly half a century old. But when the same pulse repeated, stronger and sharper, doubt turned to alarm. The plasma wave instruments designed to study changes in space density had captured something new, a signal pulsing with rhythm, structured, repeating, intelligent. Not natural. Not noise. It felt like language. When analysts cleaned and reconstructed the data, a picture began to form, faint but unmistakable. Roughly 500,000 kilometers from Voyager's position, an object was detected moving at a velocity inconsistent with any known natural body in that sector. No asteroids, no comets, no debris fields were expected there. Yet the readings were clear, it was tracking the probe. Adjusting speed and direction as Voyager 2 moved, like a shadow learning its host's every motion. The scientists tried to stay calm. They've seen anomalies before. But this time, the behavior was reactive. Every adjustment Voyager 2 made to maintain orientation, the object mirrored within seconds. As if it understood. One researcher described it later as a predator trailing its prey in total darkness. The thought alone was enough to trigger emergency data verification protocols. And yet every system check confirmed the same impossible truth: Voyager 2 had company. But what came next was even more disturbing. Hidden within the normal telemetry feed, a secondary packet appeared, a transmission that shouldn't exist. It wasn't generated by the probe's onboard computer, nor was it part of its pre-programmed functions. When decoded, it revealed a series of binary strings arranged in geometric loops. When rendered visually, they formed spirals, intersections, and recursive fractal symbols, structured patterns eerily similar to ancient glyphs found in human history. Some saw Fibonacci-like spirals, others noticed repeating tetrahedral grids, as if mimicking the mathematics of creation itself. Teams of AI linguists and astrophysicists ran the data through every decoding algorithm available. The results were horrifying. The sequence bore all the hallmarks of deliberate communication, a message built with intent, not chance. It seemed that something had intercepted Voyager's signal, injected its own, and sent it back to us. But why? Was it an invitation, or a warning? Tension rippled through the scientific community. Some hailed it as the greatest discovery in human history, proof that we were not alone. Others feared it was something much darker, something observing us, measuring us. Then someone remembered a detail buried in decades-old logs. Months earlier, Voyager 1, Voyager 2's twin, had experienced a short-lived data distortion in nearly the same region of interstellar space. Back then, it was dismissed as static. Now, the anomaly lined up perfectly with Voyager 2's event. The same signature. The same rhythm. Using modern AI-powered reconstruction tools, NASA revisited Voyager 1's archived transmissions. What they uncovered sent shockwaves through the deep space network. The old data contained the same inverted harmonic frequency seen in Voyager 2's recent encounter, a waveform mirroring the resonant frequency of hydrogen, but inverted. Not just reversed, deliberately altered. It was as if someone, or something, was using the universe's most fundamental element as a language. Modeling teams tried to track the anomaly's path. But its trajectory broke every rule of celestial mechanics. It didn't follow gravitational arcs. It didn't drift or tumble like debris. It moved as if it chose where to be, bending through space like it was manipulating the very medium of reality around it. The simulations failed. The math didn't fit. It's as if it's not bound by spacetime, one researcher whispered. Meanwhile, Voyager's magnetometer began to record violent, localized fluctuations, magnetic shifts too abrupt to be natural. Internal documents leaked from JPL described them as controlled electromagnetic modulations consistent with directed field manipulation. In other words, someone was doing this on purpose. Conspiracy forums exploded. But even within NASA, quiet fear grew. The shape of the anomaly, if modeled through the flux data, resembled a torus, a ring-like distortion. Some compared it to theoretical Alcubierre drive simulations, the hypothetical warp field engines that could bend space itself. Could it be that Voyager 2 had stumbled upon technology that makes our own physics look primitive? If so, then this wasn't just an encounter. It was a revelation. Then came the echoes. Radio telescopes in Chile, Australia, and South Africa began detecting faint replications of the same signal pattern, synchronized perfectly with Voyager 2's transmissions. The anomaly wasn't just following the probe anymore. It was mirroring its communication across vast sectors of the sky, as though testing us, learning how we listen. Astronomers called it the phantom pulse, and though the origin couldn't be triangulated, one thing was certain: it was everywhere. Inside classified research centers, the tone shifted from curiosity to containment. Some began asking the question no one wanted to ask: why now? Voyager 2 has been out there for nearly 50 years. Why reveal itself only now, when Earth has finally developed quantum AI, advanced decoding, and deep learning systems capable of understanding? Did it wait for us to reach this threshold? Did it know we'd be listening, ready to comprehend what it sends back? Governments tightened control. Observatory logs disappeared. Independent scientists were silenced. And yet, behind the curtains, one fear grew stronger than all others. Maybe Voyager 2 didn't just discover this presence. Maybe it awakened it. Because the more we study the signal, the more it changes. As if it's adapting. Responding. Learning. The very act of observation seems to alter it, a behavior eerily reminiscent of quantum systems or of something alive. And as the days pass, the pulse grows stronger. More precise. Almost like it's counting down. Voyager 2, the lonely messenger of a distant dream, may have just become humanity's first witness to something vast, ancient, and aware. Something that has been waiting in the dark between stars, watching our little blue planet evolve, and now, finally, has chosen to speak. The question isn't whether we're alone anymore. It's what happens now that they know we're listening.